Hi, I'm Chrissy Trout, and I'm going to show you how to properly prepare a slab before you use it today. The number one thing I see people do wrong.
Chrissy, can we put this on there? Can we make a leaf?
Not yet.
Okay.
The first thing you have to do before you use a slab is compress it. So I've just rolled it out on my slab roller. All the clay particles are kind of going in one direction. And what I need those clay particles to do is go back towards each other and grab onto each other, which makes my slab flexible instead of brittle, so it doesn't crack when it bends. You can see if I take a piece of the slab off that's not been rolled yet and bend it, you get all this cracking. What I'm going to do, I've got a soft plastic rib. I'm going to hold the rib at a pretty decent angle, and I'm just kind of letting the weight of my hand rest on the rib. I'm not pushing really hard. I don't want to thin the slab out any further. So I'm going to go kind of up and down. And then we'll go back and forth. You can kind of slowly see those canvas marks disappearing here. I'm not pushing down really hard. I don't want to thin the clay out or change the size of it at all. I just want to compress. So now I'm going diagonal from one corner to the other. And then I'll go diagonal in the opposite direction. And once I've compressed the slab in 4 directions, I'm going to flip it over and do the other side. So now that I've ribbed the first side, I'm going to take a board, and this board is made out of drywall, which will absorb a lot of the moisture out of the clay, make it not so sticky to work with. And what I want to do is pull my canvas really tightly up around this board so that when I flip it, the canvas doesn't bow and my slab doesn't bend. I want to keep it as flat as possible. All right, so here's my slab. It's on a board now. It's able to be moved. Get my rib out. We're going to rib this side. So again, we'll go up and down, back and forth. And a lot of the time I'll see people spraying a lot of water on their slab when they do this. If your rib is really dragging, you can give it a tiny spritz, but don't make a mud puddle. You don't need that much water. It's just going to make things weaker and give you more drying time before you can actually use your slab. So now my slab is ready for use. And if I pull off a little piece, you can see how flexible that is, that it doesn't crack when I bend it. And now also is the time when, if you wanted to put fabric down or leaves or things like that and imprint in the clay, you can do that after you've compressed. And there's this little girl that walked into my path. Oh. And I was like trying to move, and I just wasn't moving fast enough, and I was yelling, "Look out!" And she was just like looking the other way. And so I like jammed my hand into the ground to slow myself down and also to like change directions because my feet were tucked underneath me, like I couldn't do anything. And I just jammed the crap out of my feet.